Hey, howdy and hello, folks. Welcome back into T1A. Today we are covering our live rookie draft for the T1A League. This is going to be something.
Lame. We have no picks. Draft's gonna fucking suck. So
I'm not there till the third.
this is a whole nother realm of road we could go down as far as dynasty startup draft strategies, and it just doesn't tie into. I mean, you got to think about the entirety of building your team at the first year entails your startup draft and also your rookie draft, which includes your picks. Now, Tank and I believe, are at least of somewhat of the same highway. We may take a couple different exits off that highway and how we build. But as far as the major highway on how we build our teams when we first start off, man, we always 2 to 3 year window it. I'm looking to win it at the beginning and then see where the league leads. I want to be a top contender. I don't want to try to figure out the league from the bottom, right? Because that just to me is like I'm already behind the 8 ball. Fuck all that.
Yeah, especially
We
if
go
the
in.
league's not training early, and then you're just kind of stuck with what you got.
Yeah, and you don't know. So you don't really know how it's all going to pan out. So we both go gung-ho. We go after it. I made a whopper of a trade, which if you've been following the T1A league videos we've been putting out, you know that I just killed it on a trade with Boom a few weeks ago. Even Charb going to Seattle doesn't freak me out about Walker. I've got him on the trading block right now. I mean, we're moving around. There's a lot of shit going on right now. I'm sure anybody who has a draft going on right now is going through the same shit. But we are ready to rock and roll, get this thing fired off, see where Boom ends up at, see if anything happens. Just as notes, so everybody knows, we are allowing 1 4-minute pause time. Of course, we will edit it out. But if we break away and then come back and there is some trade we're talking about, you know that we gave each manager a 4-minute pause time throughout the draft to negotiate trades. It is a little untraditional. I don't know, a lot of probably are like, why isn't there an 8-hour clock? Or, why aren't you giving a little bit of time? Well, we kind of wanted to be a little hot and heavy about it so we could cover this thing and actually have a little bit of fun with it. So we're hitting this thing out right now. The 4-minute pause should hit for everybody. Let's see if this even happens in the first and second round. Is where I think it will. Would be kind of nice. I might try to pull mine in the third, fourth round if some guys are dropping.
I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah, we may pawn a couple guys off here. So let's see what happens. Should be a good video. We are ready to get this draft started.
Let's go.
Okay. Yeah, let's fire this shit off. Let's get going. I don't even do we even have to start guessing? Oh, what's it going to be? This is going to be Bijan. I think everybody knows this is going to be Bijan. This is cool because we can kind of discuss a little bit of strategy, what's going on here. Like a lot of guys, tipped their hands in the drafts, showed right away they were going gung-ho. They were going to make moves for it. You can see the rosters that are there, at least the top portions of it. And so a lot of lines were drawn, and then a lot of guys made decisive trades and moves because their draft went so shit that they decided to go all out and try to invest in this draft class and then the next draft class. I mean, like I said, if you've been following along, you know the guy to follow in this draft right now is Boom. I wish the guy had. I hope that every manager that takes their 4-minute pause is because it's with Boom. I would love to see him make some moves just to see, is there anything you can pull off right now to be a crafty dynasty player and become a contender this year? Now, that's a hell of a sellout.
There is a lot of things that would have to happen. I mean, he sold off some fantastic pieces like Devontae Adams. So the position he's in now, he would have to get something and something young and something right now for somebody that wanted some draft pick. But I don't know that the draft went in a way that's going to benefit him.
This 1-4, here's the thing:
that's where I'm at too. I think
if this ends up being like A-Rich in his pocket right here, he could be a trading chip. If it's me, though, honestly, just the boat he's put himself into, what he decided to drop in the lake, sit his ass down in, get his fishing poles in and his oars, and fucking float out into the middle of the lake of I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And if he just stays pat, I think makes these picks, just kind of follows consensus, because I think consensus is very close to highest value available. I think he's going to be just fucking fine, but he needs to really just kind of hunker down, see what comes to him. It's his later first round picks that really intrigued me, because a savvy dynasty guy may turn those into 24 first plus, and kind of try to cash in on some of these guys that maybe are wanting to get in on some of the later guys like Charbonnet and the tight ends, and that was
Oh, here we
quick.
go. Here we go.
That was quick. Okay, the A-Rich pick at 2. I'm not going to argue that with anybody. I don't give a fuck how you want to place these quarterbacks. I'm not going to go back and forth with you on it. Whatever your personal rankings are on where they landed and how things are going to end up is absolutely fine by me. I'm sure there's going to be a very hard push to saying, Richardson landed in the sweet spot, the perfect spot. That's not true. Yeah, I mean, he's got weapons around him. He does have a good nucleus of coaching and everything to like help him out, but he still has so much further to go than Young and Stroud do in development.
Well,
And
the
both those guys
passing
didn't
game
manage
has to
distance.
balance. If they can run a bigger box and limit his rushing and Jonathan Taylor, that's going to take a lot of the offense out of it and force him to pass.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna. Good luck doing that, though. You know what I mean? Fine, put 8 in the box, whatever the hell you want to do. But JT and A-Rich running the running game, and all you need is 4 yards a carry. I'm gonna go ahead and probably just run the shit out of the ball. But we don't know how they're gonna go about A-Rich.
Yeah,
I mean, this
we
could
don't
be
know.
Gardner Minshew's team for a month. We don't really know what's gonna happen here. But I still like the long-term investment of A-Rich. I think he has the highest upside of all these guys just because of his rushing upside. Talking too
Well,
fast for my damn stuff.
I think I'm okay with Young being first still.
Yeah, I'm okay. Young's still my top quarterback. He's just the best quarterback.
And then A-Rich and then Stroud is kind of where I have my rankings at.
Yeah, I still have Stroud ahead of A-Rich. I see he landed in a decent enough spot that he's got enough targets. The kid is so fucking accurate that it's not gonna. He doesn't need the premier guys. He just needs a guy to show him the fucking numbers, and he's gonna hit you in them.
The kid has showed up. Man's teaching right now.
Man, he ain't teaching nothing right now. He ain't teaching nobody. He's
All right,
just sitting there.
It's time to read books, kids.
He ain't teaching nothing. He's in meetings because kids punch kids. And I mean, how bad can that go?
Yeah.
You shouldn't do that. Don't. Okay, so here this is kind of where
This
it fell
is going
for me
good.
too.
Okay.
Yeah, this is where the top 8
This
picks,
is where I'm seeing the rankings other than
yeah, you can move them around.
Ahead. Yeah.
You can move them around a little bit, however the hell you want. I think those 4 guys right there from Gibbs down to Addison are interchangeable, just depending on who you like and what you like, and maybe potentially like, hey, this is a good value pick, but it also fills a need. Those are always great draft picks to make. Here's where I think it's going to be interesting. I don't disagree with Zay Flowers being
not
that
bad,
dude that comes
but
off
I
at
think
9.
Levis would have been a better value pick.
Potentially, but even then, again, like you're in Tennessee with fucking squat. It's a shit spot, and I have zero issue with Zay Flowers going ahead of Levis and Hooker in both of these situations.
Not shocked on Talon going Kendra here.
Dude, I know that motherfucker. Now I gotta go try to get Kendra off Talon. That's gonna be a bitch of a trade to make happen. But Miller getting into the bottom of the first round here, I fucking love it. I really do. I think the kid's got a great opportunity. He's going to be a focal point at least for the first 4 weeks. I mean, Kamara's going to get suspended, so he's going to be able to show out. I worry a little bit about the fact that he is coming off of injury, and so he hasn't been like getting ready. He hasn't exactly been getting ready like all the other guys have to be an NFL running back. But he's still got time. Like he's going to get health clearance here soon. Still has time. But I'm going to pump the brakes on Miller. And I know a lot of people aren't going to as far as where they're going to draft him, and that's fine. But as far
I like
as
him in that early second.
Yeah, my expectations, though, you be prepared. You're not going to get fantasy production out of him for probably the first 3 weeks. Yeah. But he will feed in. He's such a great fit there going there. Charbonnet at the 2-1. You know what I think about that. I would have dropped Charbonnet all the way down.
I would have been
all these other guys.
A-Chain or Kincaid for me at that 2-1.
All these other guys I would have taken ahead of him.
Yeah.
All of them. I love Mayer in Vegas, especially with Garoppolo. That guy is so tight and independent. It's insane. Mayer, Renfro, Myers, all those guys there I think are going to eat as far as they're going to see targets when the passing game is happening, and they're still going to be able to fit in 10 to 15 targets to Devontae Adams per game. Mayer's got to be scary, though. You're 2 years away. I feel like you're 2 years away from Mayer actually being like your breakout guy. But if you punted the entire position and you're just like, I just need points out of a guy, I need my 4 or 5 points out of him for the week, I don't see anything wrong with that.
He's got Schultz for this year and Fant. So, I mean, he can let that ride. Going with Mayer there is not the worst thing.
Yeah, we we had good conversations with him about a lot of what he was doing, and so far it has absolutely worked out. So exactly
Great.
what we thought. You're going to get two
Yeah.
top quarterbacks. You're going to get two of the three top wide receivers. Can't complain about either one that he got. And then he rolls back around. Not only does he snag a chain, but he falls right back into Mayer there because he got back to back picks. Like so far for a guy that's rebuilding, if this is what you're rebuilding with, that's fantastic. One thing I would say here,
where would you go with his 2.6?
I wouldn't go running back. He needs to stay off running backs. I'm looking at a guy. I'm going to wide receivers or even tight ends. I'm looking at probably guys like Mingo because of where he went. Reed because of his draft capital. I like too.
Yeah.
Reed might be a little bit of a push, but if you're trying to like actually get up and and just get your guys and get guys that are going to help you out long term, though, I think Mingo's a good add here, especially to pair with Bryce Young, who you already fucking got.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm going wide receiver here. The A-Chain thing, like, don't get me wrong, I love the A-Chain pick, but I don't think as a rebuilding team it's a good pick, right? Unless you think that he's actually going to return value to you early, I'm not making this pick. In this pick, I'm probably dropping down and I'm grabbing just whatever receivers had draft capital in them, I'm getting. And I'm going after those guys. A-Chain landing in Miami with Wilson, Mostert already there. You don't know how he's going to fit into the offense. We've already discussed about his lack of elusiveness. Yeah, we've already. I don't think Gaskin's going to be much of a push. I think he actually ends up pushing Gaskin off the roster. But A-Chain, boom, he did it. Mingo, at a kid. Is he listening? But the A-Chain pick there, like, I mean, who else are you going to take? So it's not a bad pick. I'm just saying, like, if you're actually looking at it in a long-term thing, when you're making that pick, if you're deciding between A-Chain and like, hey, I'm going to get a wide receiver that has a more long-term value.
Yeah.
If you are sold on like, hey, I think A-Chain at some point I can turn this guy into a 24 first, and I just got him at the beginning of the second round in this year's draft, that's fucking fine, because then you're turning it into a first round. You're going to get either a better running back or a better wide receiver. And that to me is how you build quarterbacks, wide receivers when you're rebuilding, running backs at the tail end. But when you're firing off to start a draft and go win it, man, it's funny because we had the discussion last night when we were doing the scoring of that league you were a part of when I did the startup.
Yeah.
We talked about the scoring, and it manipulated so much about how I drafted that team.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. So, but if you're just in like a base standard, like a standard PPR league, and you're in your startups, really make your decisions quick. Like, you should know within the first 4 to 5 guys that you get on your roster, if you are a perennial rebuild that needs to like gear down and then be smart about moves you're making, or if you're a middle of the pack team, or if you're, hey, I'm going for it, I'm a fucking contender, you need to know that quick, and you need to make decisive moves on it. There are 1 or 2 moves that Boom made in the lead up to this rookie draft that if he would have chosen one of 2, if he would have made his mind up, I'm competing or I'm going to be a rebuild, could have completely turned this around. It would have been one of
I think it was the trade right before yours. If he would have kept that.
Yeah, I agree. Like, if he would have kept that and then not done my trade and then moved a couple other things around, I think he would have been sitting a lot prettier. Still, though, this draft has gone really well for him. Love getting the 2 quarterbacks. A-Chain, like I said, that's the only reason I'm bringing it up is just so you know a different value between getting young wide receivers that maintain value and a guy like A-Chain who may give you 3 or 4 years, and you're going to have to spot when you trade him because it's going to have to be between times when he actually shows out. This has gone so far pretty well. Seeing Rashee Rice go that early is...
We just don't like him. But I can see it. I mean, Kansas City. People like wide receivers that go to Kansas City that are fast.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
How many years did people talk themselves into Mecole Hardman? Oh, he's going to break out this year.
I get it, but in that situation, there's other things on the board already, like what we're seeing come after this, that I would want to go towards that before I went for like the dice roll with the new KC wide receiver. Meh.
Let's look at our down under friend here. Cleaning up pretty good.
Yeah, he's getting good value all the way around.
Ketta's got Gibbs, QJ, Kincaid, Tank Bigsby, Downs, and now he's up again.
Yeah, with value on the board.
To me, his last pick here, I'm interested in this 211. Yeah, I think it should be like Jaden Reed. He might go Hyatt, but for me, it's Tillman.
It's Reed for me. I think Tillman's going to fall down a little bit further. I mean, I know he doesn't have any.
Okay, I got that 3.5 just sitting there waiting for him.
Yeah, if he gets the 3.5. I mean, I'm thinking in the next couple picks, he might get picked up. But I don't like the fact of how much you're going to have to wait on that guy. There's a lot of other investment put into the Cleveland wide receiver room that he's going to have to fight through to get there.
Yep.
And as much as we love him, like I would almost rather just wait, right? And when he ends up buried on the roster after preseason, and you're seeing Cooper, DPJ, and more out there with him like getting some spot here and there, it's gonna be so much easier to go get him. This should be another interesting. Oh, and then while we're talking, Keta went Downs. Love that he went Downs. I actually really like Downs being in Indy right there.
Yeah.
You know, I think Alex Pierce showed below the hype last year, like I thought he was going to. Pittman's clearly the Pittman's clearly the fucking Pittman's clearly the wide receiver one there. But Josh Downs being just scrappy and finding ways to create separation that are going to allow CJ Stroud to just use him as a check down. That's a guy that's going to see like 6 to 7 targets a game. And if he pulls 4 or 5 catches for you and a little bit of yardage, that's just value probably sitting on your bench until he solidifies.
He could be a scramble drill favorite for A-Rich. Out motioning around, he cuts it once, gets into a little open zone. I think Josh Downs could be valuable for him.
Laporta. Why?
Yeah. I was waiting for that one. So, yeah, I don't see the point of that. I mean, we named Reed, of course, that Keta took. Fantastic job, Keta. Gold star today. But Laporta, I just don't see the need. I think the rest of the tight ends can go in the 3rd and 4th round. Laporta doesn't need to go there.
Yeah, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. That was rich. When's his next pick? Yeah.
311.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you got a guy, you got a guy. I don't think at 311 Laporta would actually still be hanging there.
No.
Dude, when do I even... Okay, 4-6. Barf. Fuck, man.
Whoa.
There's nobody even worth looking at right there. I'm going to take the biggest shot ever. I wonder, is there anybody on my roster right now? Like, I can't call a pause for somebody else.
No, but you can message them and see if they want to trade, and then take a pause.
You pause now.
I think the big thing, too, is that we're so early in the draft season now because it's fresh off the NFL draft. Nobody really knows how things are lining up. There's not a lot of depth chart research. I mean, a lot of people are just coming in super hopeful right now. So like, oh, they're on this team. They're going to be in a great spot. The reality hasn't set in for a lot of this.
Some of it hasn't. Yeah, like these dart throws we're about to make here that everybody's about to make. You don't fucking know.
No.
But if I'm a guy like Talon just picked Kendre Miller and Chase Brown in this draft. Those are 2 great picks. They're so good. Chase Brown could definitely be a guy who ends up taking over that backfield next year if they roll with Mixon this year, and who knows where that's going to go over the next couple of months. And Kendre Miller, we've already talked about where the situation he's in. Like, I just think Talon for the first 2 picks, one value falling to him at Kendre Miller, which I can't really say fell to him because I think it's kind of risky.
Touch.
Yeah, I think it's kind of risky that. Well, I don't know. I mean, if you're at 112 and you're guaranteed,
well, he does have Kamara. He does have Kamara, so that was a good handcuff.
Just saying that at 112, you can't guarantee yourself Kendre Miller this year. The running backs are going to trail up the board. And I could definitely see where guys like Will Levis and Hendon Hooker end up being early second rounds, and these running backs flip around a little bit, and a lot of these guys end up going late first just because of positional need. I'm not going to argue with anybody that picks Levis or Hooker in the first round, the late first like this, but it's probably not something I'm going to do just because of where they got drafted, where they're sitting at, how much they have to go through to end up getting there.
Cement Hands got picked up.
Garbage.
There's her for representing us here going Tillman.
I was so mad about that. Just Hyatt.
Yeah.
Just Hyatt. It's the only thing you can add is Hyatt.
You might not believe this. I'm on the clock.
Cedric Tillman. Just got picked before you.
Yep.
Boo. There's your Izzy. I can't pronounce his last name right there. You can get him.
That's who I thought I was going for. I was just taking a quick peek down here.
Dude, my brain just clicked. Abanikanda?
Yes.
Izzy Abanikanda. Oh, fuck. It might stick. But now I can't say it. Now I can't say Keyshawn Butte.
Yeah, I think I'll go Izzy. And Jets just isn't really that appealing of a place for him.
That's a tough shot right there. Yeah. I mean, if you're taking the dart throw here.
Oh yeah.
Right? I mean, there's fucking nobody that you're just like, oh, I'm sold.
I need this guy.
Yeah. Can't wait till I pick in a round.
Yeah. All right. Well,
just reach. Go get AT.
Yeah.
Is he? That's a rough. I fucking hated that he landed there. It is a little telling about what may be going on with Brees Hall.
Yeah.
That because of Brees is young enough that they're probably just like, we're gonna take it easy with Brees to start it off. So let's go get a guy that does the same shit.
Well, if they're
And
thinking the same line of thinking as Aaron Rodgers, they're thinking Super Bowl. So when is it important to have Brees Hall? The last half of the season, get him warmed up for the
yeah,
playoffs. So it doesn't
I
make
can't.
any sense to rush him back. You still got Michael Carter, Ty Johnson. Now you got Izzy. You still got Bam Knight. Like
I can't
they're
wait for that
loaded
whole
up.
thing to just fucking implode.
Oh,
It's so
I
gorgeous.
would love nothing more than to see the Jets just implode.
I didn't realize the Seahawks drafted Kenny McIntosh.
Oh, jeez.
Whoops. That's a bad pick, boys. Zach Evans to the Rams. Boom. You're starting to fall apart. You're cracking.
Yeah.
Kettle will probably make a good pick here. He always does. I have no idea where I'm going to go. So I'm not even going to think about it. I'm just going to wait and
I'm
see.
just
It's
gonna
not
see what
like,
falls down there. Yeah.
yeah, it's not like I've got anything worth. There's nothing right now that entices me to be like, I would like to maybe trade something to move up here. There's nobody. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it has gotten quiet for a reason. Because
Somebody's trying to make a trade.
no, I'm not trying to do shit. It's just this is down at the bottom here.
You gotta scrape the barrel.
Yeah, I will say though that we maintained. You held good value in players. I would say through the second round. Like I think there's contributors all the way through the second round this year in this draft. Which, if we're comparing it to drafts in years before, I don't think you knew you were getting contributors in the late second, right?
Yeah.
You were already damn near starting dart throws. So the depth of this class just shows it's just the lack of dependable guys. We'll call it that. I'm not even gonna say like good guys, just dependable guys. You're like, fuck me, if I draft this guy, am I gonna get to flex play him a couple times this year and actually get something from him? Will he gain some value for me? Is where I'm picking him right now lower than at the end of the year if we redrafted it? Is he higher than this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those guys you're looking for here, and I think this year's draft, it just gives you a lot more guys where when I look at them, you're gonna be okay.
We got a message from Keta on our channel here.
Yeah.
Doing a draft while teaching is fucked.
Shut up and make your pick.
He's done well.
He's done. Yeah, he did fucking great. I mean, overview him. He's fucking just a fantastic
Teacher,
draft. Got
teacher
four
that-
great running backs, one in each tier, in my opinion. And grabbed a couple of good wide receivers. I mean, 3 great wide receivers in great spots, honestly. And then getting Kincaid, like, killed this draft, I think, as far as yeah, who is that?
I have no freaking clue.
I just love when people try to be smarter than everybody and just shit the bed.
Oh, that's the big, like, super buff guy that was flexing.
Oh,
I think this is on Twitter. 6'4",
20
223. Yeah.
2023 David Boston wannabe. Get your ass back in the gym, boy. You can't play no ball. Nothing too crazy.
Not at all.
Nah, I mean, as far as like the hype trains have all gone, where everybody got picked, I don't think anybody went too overly crazy here.
I do like that Stetson Bennett pick. He's the only other quarterback on the roster right now.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but
4th round.
I mean, I get it.
All right, didn't Stetson Bennett and Matt Stafford go to the same high school, same time?
No.
What? No.
Oh, he's not even gonna do this. He's not gonna do this. This is perfect. I'm gonna get the guy I fucking want. I'm gonna get the guy I want here. Oh, Chris Rodriguez. I like that pick. Who got him? Keta. Fuck. You kidding me?
This guy needs to stop listening to our videos.
I would appreciate it.
Oh no, never mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rob's one pick. Make that pick, Rob.
My God. This thing is getting shopped.
Tank Dell.
This thing is getting shopped like a fucking pair of Kmart returned underwear, I bet. Booty! That's stupid value. That is stupid value. I'll take that fucking dart throw all day.
I think him going to New England was fantastic.
That was perfect. I got nobody there.
Yeah.
And old Billy Boy to keep him in line. Get him loving football again. I like it. For my one pick in this draft. Shit thing is, I think I still have to cut somebody to keep him, which is kind of fucking. I like the McBride pick. Taking dart throws at quarterbacks right now.
Who?
Yeah. One guy that I didn't see get picked here is.
There is one guy that I would like to grab. I just sent an offer out. Let's see if I can get this trade to go through.
Man, I don't even know if I can do it. All right, we need to talk it out real quick. Who are you going after, though?
Mike Wilson.
Okay.
Who are you going after?
Not Ryan Wilson.
Michael Wilson.
Right, Michael Wilson. Well, hopefully I can get him in free agency.
Sean Tucker goes 412.
Not a bad investment. Didn't he sign with somebody?
Signed with Tampa.
Yeah, it's not a bad fucking spot for him to go, honestly. He's going to get some run probably.
All right. So, I think pretty straightforward draft. I think the guys did well. Nothing too outlandish here.
Yeah, I like it. Hop on each guy's icon there. Let's just take a brief overview look at what they did here. Harper stayed put, added 2 good solid running backs, decent tight end.
Stayed a homer by drafting the Seahawk.
Yeah, and he's going to freak out. Marvin Mims in the 4th round. Talane, I like what he did here, man. He did really good getting Miller and Brown. I talked about that. Love
Scott was a little undersized, I believe.
Yeah, but in the 4th
177,
round.
But
guy's got speed to burn. That's for sure too. Keta jumped in here, man. I would honestly say, before we get too deep into it, best draft.
Yeah, best draft
grouping so far.
Nice job.
Let's see where everybody else ends up at. But
teach the kids how to draft, Keta.
Yeah, you can just
teach the kids how to draft.
Yeah, you see top names coming out of here, good landing spots all the way down to Reed, and good dart throws, I think, on the 4 running backs he took late. All right, let's go to the fucking star of the show, Boomy.
Oh, the boom tickler.
Not a bad draft. I mean, to get the
good. 2. I mean, this is what you wanted for him.
Yeah, this is what he needed to do, was go in, end up with 2 running backs, 2 good wide receivers in the start of this. Ended up getting value in A-Chan. I think Mayer is like a 10-year starter for him. Value again in Mingo, and then just kept it going with Evans and Hutchinson. I think he did what he needed to do to solidify his team in a rebuild.
I think those are good 2 late dart throws there, and solid. Not too angry at him.
Yeah, Rob took 2.5 minutes to draft Darnell Washington. We can go right past that, I think.
How he did that with a 2-minute clock?
Yeah. Exchange rate, bro.
It's the exchange rate. All right, you cleaned up some booty right here in the 4th round.
Yuck, why'd you have to say it like that? Yeah, I baby wiped him up in the 4th round. I'll take that shit. Yeah, if I'm gonna know by the preseason. By the time the preseason is done, I'm gonna know if he's worth a shit. If not, bye. I'm not too worried about it.
All right, our buddy Space Aids here got Rashi Rice, Ty Spears, Bride, Hall.
I mean, it's not a bad haul considering that he didn't have a 1st-round pick and he's ended up in the middle of the 2nd round. I don't know. Some of this shit really freaks me out. Like Spears, where's he going to play at? The 2 ACLs freak me the fuck out.
Tennessee behind Henry for a year, and then the other guys they have, I think, are just better.
Just think he fucking falls out by the time it's really. I don't know.
Is he going to make that roster with Nwangu and Madison and Cook and Chandler?
I don't think Cook's on that roster too long. I think they waited.
Even so, after that, still, is Mark McBride going to make that roster? Because he doesn't really do much in the receiving.
He'd end up being a 3rd running back. I mean, I think he makes the roster.
And then Hall, he got a lot of hype near the draft time. I just really didn't see anything special for Jaron Hall.
No, not really. I'd have to agree with you on that.
He got some high flyers here.
Yeah, didn't too bad
in his 1st pick.
Yeah, Richardson's probably going to maintain a ton of value. Levis will maintain value through the season as they question when he'll be the starter and shit like that.
Well, I think his value is going to be good all the way until he starts.
I think his value will be in flux until he starts. And then if he shits the bed, then you're fucked. But
you're going to get some of those reporter things like, oh, he looks super sharp today, and his value will go up. Like, oh, he was a little off today, value will go down. Like, it's going to be a roller coaster all off season.
Yeah, I actually like Zay Flowers. I've kind of put him at my 1.9 with everybody else. I just think it's a good spot. And as far as value and you're getting wide receiver, I think he's the best you can get there at 1.9.
It's just so solid right there.
Hylett,
Yep.
I fucking hate Hylett, but to get him at the 3-3, and he's like the one guy they fucking drafted. Like, you
Yep.
kind of got to like that. You talked about Bennett being the only other quarterback on the roster. I still fucking don't like it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, we watched plenty of guys come in and win 2 national titles and a Heisman, and they just suck. Eric Crouch.
Yep.
Who was the other guy? Ken Dorsey. Fuck out of here.
Schoonmaker, a tight end from where? Michigan. Dude's
He's-
24 already.
Yeah, he's a tight end. I mean, he's gonna play till he's fucking 32, 33. So, and he got drafted to go fill the spot there for Dallas.
Yeah.
Who, like, that's gonna be a
That
merit.
just pushes like Hendershot up, doesn't it?
I don't think it pushes anybody up. I think it just muddles the whole fucking thing up and pisses me off about Jason Ferguson.
Herf here. Who in the frick is Toon?
I don't think he even knows. The round pick is fucking great. I honestly think
Yeah.
like he's going to get run. I think like a Brian Johnson, Antonio Gibson last year,
Mhm.
Roshan and Khalil Herbert this year kind of thing. And that, like, I'm not
Tillman, we said, we kind of talked about it earlier. He's going to take some time to get up the roster.
Yeah, he's going to need to
It's
work.
not going to give you value this year. That's for sure.
He could. I mean, if he ends up being the number 2 because he overtakes DPJ, he's not going to be like the slot guy. He's going to play in the 1 or the 2 spot, the X receiver or the Y. If he can pass DPJ, he might get look. And if he gets run, watch out. That's a hell of a value pick at 3-4, I think.
Yeah. Vaughn. I don't know. I just really wasn't high on Vaughn just because he was so short.
Yeah, so he's fucking 176 pounds. He's tiny as shit. And like now you got Dallas pairing him with Pollard and Malik Davis. It's like, I mean, wheels up on Pollard, but I just don't think.
To me, this
like,
says they're going to
find the
bring
next
back
guy.
Zeke for 1 year.
Potentially. I mean, we'll see what the cut on it is. He might tell them to go fuck themselves. He's going to go play for the Jets.
Vito, good draft. You didn't fuck anything up.
Yeah, you did great. Best draft you've ever had.
That part will not be edited.
Fucking shouldn't be.
All right.
Man, he just stayed home on his picks this year, and I mean, I think he got good return.
Shorter. I don't know about that one, but hey, Gabe Davis came out of the 5th round or something, didn't he?
He's a big buff dude who's got all the athleticism. I just don't know that he's much of a football player. It's probably why he fell in drafts. You're a Michael Wilson kind of guy. I was honestly I liked Elijah Higgins more in that offense than Wilson, but what do I know?
I kind of came on him late, really, since he went to Arizona. I was like, I think that's a good pick for them. Like, he prospects out to be just a solid receiver, 6'2", 209. I know it's some height on that tiny depth. If Hopkins was going to leave, he was going to be probably the tallest wide receiver in the room.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise you had Marquise, Rondell, Pascal, Auden Tate. Like, he's gonna, or Dortch. Can't forget the Dortch. All right, and this homer pick down here, Abanaconda and A.T. Perry. Big shocker for me.
A couple guys you've been touting though, so it's always nice to land in the later rounds, land guys that you like. I mean, I like
third round dart throws. Yeah,
I like where Abanaconda ended up, especially because
I did like this pick by Boom sneaking in Xavier Hutchinson.
Oh yeah. Gotta fucking
one of the other guys I like.
Yeah, I gotta spoke my guys up.
I do.
All the guys that I was touting fucking rolled higher than I thought they were going to. Anyway,
that's because you were talking about them and not me.
Miller and A-Chain, both those fucking dudes. I'm so happy those guys landed.
Drafted better capital positions. So
yeah. Fucking who's laughing now? Anyway, but good draft. So this shit is set up. Now we are full on go. We've got both the startup draft and the rookie draft out of the way. Now we just start trading fucking 24 picks and start maneuvering teams around and separate the fucking men from the boys.
Time to open up free agency. See how some of these undrafted rookies go. See if there's some hungry hippo action for tomorrow morning.
I've been sitting at one player over roster limit for quite a while and cannot decide on who I want to get rid of. I mean, I might go take another look at it here and see after the draft if there's some guys I want to dump. But
I think I might go try for a couple 2-for-1s and see what I can play around with.
Yeah, I don't really know how active I'm going to be in opening free agency. Another thing for those who are listening right now is a really great time. Your rookie draft just ended. The NFL draft just ended. So we don't really know what undrafted free agents are going to like work their way out of the weeds. Pay attention to those guys, listen to reports, make sure you're getting notifications. Just go find a fucking source that you trust. Get all their notifications as far as somebody who's in the NFL primetime, always there, always talking with the team. Figure somebody out. I follow the base guys, Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter on Twitter. You get notifications all day of things that are going on. But take a second to walk down the undrafted free agent list as far as fantasy players go, wide receivers and running backs, know where these guys landed. Use your brains. Do they have a shot to make the roster? And keep up on those guys because later on here in a couple of weeks, those guys are going to start to make their way through. And you don't want to be the guy that's at the end that is like, who the fuck is Isaiah Pacheco? Just trust me, that shit happened last year. You know what I'm talking about. It happened with James Robinson too when he came out.
Year.
Nobody drafted James Robinson. And then James Robinson got picked up as a free agent and fucking rolled for you. And all you did was create value off of that. So there are those that are going to happen like that. You got a taxi squad for a reason, man. Use it. Make sure you like this if you liked it. If you didn't like it, I don't give a shit. Hit the thumbs up so we can get in the algorithm, boys. Subscribe to us. Hit the all notifications so you see everything we're doing. We got more shit coming out, especially now that the draft is over. We're going to be hot and heavy, putting content out. So make sure you guys are back in here all the time, checking in on us.
Going to re-roll out some Tank Teaches. We got our power rankings for the T1A League.
Fucking A. We got Glasses Mike needs to get rolling back in too. We got a lot going on, but we're gonna be coming at you guys as much as we can. Whenever we can get shit put out there, we're trying to put things out there to be in your face and let you know what we're thinking and what we're seeing going on. So keep with us until we see you next time. Be like water, my friends. Peace.